Pictures that prove just how hot it's been around the world. Believe it or not, this is a candle. And as you can see here, it started to melt without being lit. It's been so hot that this plastic playground slide began to melt as well. That's insane. Street lights are even melting because of the heat, causing cities to make new ones with materials that don't melt. It was very hot out and this dude wanted to test a theory, so he put cookie dough on a sheet in his car. A little while later, he checked on them and look, freshly baked cookies. The heat also caused this woman's rear view mirror to melt and start sliding down her windshield. Really quick, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this is Ariana Grande, and this is the Wax Museum Ariana Grande, which as you can see is melting because of the heat. My favorite comebacks. Let's just dive right in. No bro, no, you're so wrong. Mr. Beast is definitely packing. You want to know someone who's definitely not packing? Kyle. Hey Kyle. Yes, Chad? I bet yours is the size of a Tic Tac. Oh, is that right? Yeah, dude. Oh, so that's why your mom's breath is always minty fresh. You take that back, bro. You take that back right now. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When this kid was in 6th grade, he would walk around the school, and whenever he saw a phone charger plugged in, he would secretly unplug it and put it in his backpack. He does this every single day, and he managed to gather a bunch of iPhone chargers. But then what he did was he would put a piece of blue tape around the end of the charger. He would then sell these chargers to students at the school who didn't have one. He sold them for half the price of their market value. He made sure to clean these chargers up and put tape around it, because oftentimes he was selling these chargers back to the kids he stole it from. But they had no idea. So far, he's ran this business for 1 whole year. And in total, he's made $1,250. Black markets kids ran in their schools. This one high school had something called homework passes. The teachers would get them from the principal at the beginning of the year, and kids could use them to have 1 free pass on a homework assignment or 1 full day delay on a project. These passes were super intense too. If anyone ever tried to copy them, a void message would appear on the copy. Well, these teachers at the beginning of the year would pretty much pass these out to anyone paying attention in class. The market was flooded. Everyone had homework passes. Well, this kid had an idea. He started buying people's homework passes for $2, and he managed to buy a ton of them. Then he would wait. He would wait till the end of the quarter. That's when every class had very large projects and reports due, and that's when he would sell these homework passes back to students. He sold them for $35 each, and everyone bought them because everyone wanted an extra day to get their reports done. This kid was a genius. In total, he made over $1,000. That's amazing. Normal people that confessed horrible things. This lady used to volunteer at a nursing home, and there was this one old woman that would always talk about her horrible abusive husband. But one day she shared a bit more. This is what happened. Yeah, my husband was a drinker and he would hit me. Oh, I know, that's horrible. I'm always so sad to hear that story. He was a bad drunk. So what did I do? I pushed him down the stairs. Dead. Strange words of advice that are actually very helpful. If you need to improve your posture, pretend that you're shooting lasers out of your nipples and try to hit people in the head. It actually works. If you have a cold and a stuffy nose that you simply just cannot unclog, do this. Hold your breath and plug your nose while nodding your head up and down. Do not take a breath until you absolutely have to. You will feel like you're dying. But once you finally breathe, you will get that relief that you've been looking for. I promise. If any of you get anxious or self-conscious, remember this. In general, nobody cares about you, nobody cares about what you're doing, and once you leave their sight, they won't give you a second thought. This one's honestly helped me tons. And last but not least, my favorite one. I wish someone told me this when I was in school. It's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed. So just be yourself and do everything with 100% confidence. People will respect you for it. My favorite comebacks. Here's a completely unrealistic scenario that'll probably never happen. Hey, good morning, loser. Nice New Balances, idiot. Oh, hey, Chad. That's funny. Because you're so ugly that when your mom dropped you off at school today, she got a ticket for littering. Ooh, you're gonna regret that, Kyle. Mom, did you hear what he just said about me? Chad, I don't have time for this right now. I just got a ticket for littering. I have to go pay it. Wait, what? Hey, Mrs. Smith, if you want company, I can go with you. Kyle, that is so sweet of you. Yeah, that sounds amazing. We'll make a day of it. I'll call the school office and I'll tell them you'll be missing class today. Thank you so much. That's right. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When this kid was in middle school, he ran a business where he would find out where people's bullies lived. He charged kids $20. Once he got the money, he would stalk their bully, eventually finding out the bully's address. He would then give the address to the customer who paid him. And this is where things get interesting. There was another group of kids, these big dudes, who nobody messed with. Those dudes and our dude were working together. Once a customer got the address of their bully, they had the option to go to these guys and pay them more money to go to the bully's house and threaten the bully. They would basically tell the bully, yo, if you don't stop messing with this person, we will come back here and beat the crap out of you. And 9 times out of 10, the bully would stop messing with that person. Business was always booming for these guys. But they were eventually caught, shut down, and got into a bunch of trouble because, they were stalking people and going to their house. In total, they made about $500. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When this kid was in school, he was in band. And during this time, the band was having a fundraiser. And all the kids in band had to sell the world's finest chocolate bars. I'm sure you've all seen these before. Well, this dude was the top seller. He sold 6 whole boxes in 1 week. Well, the fundraiser ended, but he noticed how good of a business this was. So this is what he did. He went to the world's finest chocolate website and he ordered 8 boxes. After a week and a half, those were all sold out and he made $180 profit. Well, he kept buying more and more. Business was absolutely booming. Everyone thought he was selling these for a fundraiser, but he was just selling these to make himself money. The teachers eventually started getting suspicious and the principal called him into the office one day. Well, his band teacher came to the rescue. Even though the fundraiser was over, the band teacher told the principal that yes, these were for the fundraiser. He did nothing wrong. In total, this kid made $1,500. People who were legends in their high school. The wrestling team at this one high school would hang out in the bathrooms every day during lunch. Hey man, great practice today. Hey, you too, bro. You wrecked Johnny in that last match. But every day, there was also another kid that would hang out in the bathroom during lunch. And all he did in the bathroom was eat his lunch in there. The wrestling team started to befriend this kid. The team liked him. Well, one day, the wrestling team was at the movies. They were seeing Superbad. When the character McLovin first appeared on the scene, this is what happened. Yo, bro. McLovin looks just like Kyle from the bathroom. And the next day, when the team saw this kid in the hallway, hey, what's up, McLovin? I'll see you during lunch. McLovin, I like it. The nickname McLovin caught on. Hey, McLovin, what up, man?
Hey, what's good, McLovin?
Hi, McLovin. And when this kid was a senior, they were announcing the prom king. And this year's prom king is McLovin. Things people thought were normal that definitely aren't. When this guy was a senior in high school, he was sitting next to this dude he knew in study hall. They were talking about growing up. And that's when this kid says, and it was actually around that time when milk started coming out of my nipples. The other guy's like, bro, what? You know when milk comes out of your nipples? Yeah, bro, that's definitely not normal. Wait, are you serious? Yeah, I think I need to go home. I guess he went to the doctor that day, and he never talked about it ever again. The worst step-parents of all time. When this kid was 11 years old, his dad and his stepmom had been married for 5 years. Well, one day, his stepmom took him to get some ice cream. Right after she bought him a cone, they sat down, and she said she wanted to talk. This is what she said. I think it's best if you went to live with your mom full-time. No one in our house loves you. Your father and I both think you are a bastard child who takes all of our money. You smell weird, you can't do anything for yourself, nobody loves you. And not to mention you are a pathetic waste of life and you are ruining the love between me and your father. Enjoy your ice cream cone. She then left the ice cream shop without him and drove away. Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. Leaving him there, all by himself with no way to get home. Teachers who definitely shouldn't be teaching. At one elementary school, this teacher was teaching a lesson when one of the kids in the class was kind of sniffling and blowing his nose. She got irritated and this is what happened. And that class is exactly why Christopher Columbus is my hero. Anyone have any? Does anyone have any? That's it. Kyle, meet me in the hallway right now. Miss, did I do anything wrong? You want to blow your nose? Then blow away. Next time, be more respectful. The worst step-parents of all time. This guy had just turned 21 years old, and there were family dinners and events planned for his birthday. Well, on the morning of his 21st, his stepmom canceled all of them. She didn't even wish him a happy birthday that day. The next day, when he confronted her, she said, "Oh, get over it, it's just a day." Well, a month later, it was his stepmom's birthday, and he didn't acknowledge her at all. Didn't even say a single word to her. And she got salty. Excuse me, do you know what day it is? Yeah. And you're not gonna even wish me a happy birthday? What's going on? And he replied by saying this: "It's just a day, right? Plus, I don't give a shit that you're turning 52. You look 60 anyways." I'm telling your father. Do whatever you want. I truly don't care about you at all. My favorite comebacks. This is what I would say if somebody made fun of me for failing a test. "Hey Kyle, I heard you failed that test." "Idiot, it was so easy, I got an A." "Oh hey Chad, you got an A, that's nice. Well, you know, you learn from your mistakes. That's why you're an only child." Shut your mouth, man. Random pictures that kind of blew my mind. This airplane bathroom has a window in it. There's nothing better than pooping with a view. I guess some stores in Europe don't refrigerate their eggs, which doesn't make any sense to me. Don't they need to be kept cold? We've all seen these buttons to press if we want to cross the street, but some places also have buttons for people on horseback. That's pretty interesting. This gardening store has an aisle of death for bug and weed killer and an aisle of life for fertilizers, potting soil, and gardening supplies. That's hardcore. This banana. I can tell you right now, I have never seen a banana as straight as this. Before I get to the last one, this app will teach you how to be rich when you get older. It also pays you to learn about money. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this dandelion that's almost 2 feet long. That's a big boy. This guy's from Australia. When he was 7 or 8 years old, he was having dinner with one of his friends' families. The dinner went fine, but when it was time to do the dishes, something crazy happened. In the backyard of this family's house was a giant ant's nest. Well, this kid saw his friend's dad take all the dishes and put them right in the ant's nest. This kid was horrified, and the dad noticed how freaked out he was. He said, "Oh, don't worry, this is completely normal, and it's very hygienic. The ants do a very good job at cleaning the dishes." This kid's a full adult now, and to this day, he wasn't sure if that dad was messing with him or if this is an actual thing. But still, that's super weird. Pictures that prove just how small we are. Mount Fuji, photographed by somebody in a small town. Look how gigantic it is. This has gotta be the biggest bed in the world. Look how small she is compared to it. If I had a house big enough, I would definitely buy this. This extinct ancient centipede that was taller than a human man. Could you imagine if these things still existed today? This here is the largest heart in the world, and it belonged to a whale. This actually blows my mind. Really quick, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this long winding fire escape that would make me sick if I ever had to use it. People who are having the worst day. This lonely puzzle piece was found in a parking lot, and I bet you somebody somewhere is losing their mind. This person's daughter spilled a milkshake in the back of her car. Yeah, that'll take a while to clean up. A family's house cat tracked down the hidden stash of catnip, resulting in catnip all over this person's clothes and all over their house. That cat must have been fiending. This dude got his sofa stuck and now needs professional help to get it unstuck. He's paying $25 for anybody that can help him. This dude just wanted a cup of hot chocolate. But when he got the hot chocolate, there were tons of dead ants floating in there. How does this even happen? Before I get to the nastiest one, this app pays you to learn about money. And if you're not learning about money, then what are you doing? If you want it, get it right here. Make that money. And this cockroach who completely ruined this person's morning. If I saw that, I would just throw the whole house away. Creepy underwater pictures that might give you nightmares. While this person was diving, they found this garden gnome and the statue of a lady. That water looks pretty dark too. I'd be out of there super quick. These divers found a statue of a shark. It looks like it was from some sort of amusement park ride. Still, super creepy. Somebody snapped a photo of this guy sitting on a ledge over what looks to be a deep, dark abyss. I definitely couldn't do that. This airplane that's completely submerged underwater. Real quick, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this Google Earth image of this car in a pond. People didn't know this at the time, but in that car is a skeleton of a man who was missing since 1997. Disgusting food crimes that shouldn't exist. Peanut flavored Cheetos. I didn't know these were a thing. But but they sound nasty. This dude made a pickle popsicle. He said it was delicious. I think he's a frickin' liar. This dude mixed Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk and Pepsi, and he drank it. This person also said it was delicious. And once again, I think they're lying. These are Kool-Aid infused pickles. They look kinda good, but they can't taste good, right? Lemonade flavored potato chips. I have nothing to say about this one. Why does this exist? Before the last one, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this dude's 30th birthday cake, which is made entirely out of dry noodles. X-rays of animals that are 100% terrifying. This is an X-ray of a pregnant dog. The puppies inside of her look like frickin' aliens. This is a pregnant cat. Same thing. Super creepy. Can you guess what animal was X-rayed here? It's a frickin' chinchilla. It looks like something from the Upside Down. This is an X-ray of a hammerhead shark. Barty's looking goofy as heck. Before I get to the last one, this app will teach you how to be rich when you get older. It also pays you to learn about money. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, the creepiest one yet, this is the X-ray of a pug's face. Makes perfect sense to me. Kids' funniest homework answers. This kid didn't know how to answer this test question, so he changed it to construct a banana car, and then he drew a banana car, and then he wrote, I want to retake this test. Nice try. This homework question said, what do you think is the best solution for overpopulation? And this kid wrote The Hunger Games. And he's not wrong. To change centimeters to meters, you take out, and he wrote centi. I see what you did there. This homework question asked students, would you rather be stuck on an island all alone or with someone you hate? And this kid wrote, I would rather be on an island with someone I hate, so I have something to eat. Kid's a savage. This kid was supposed to name every single type of quadrilateral, but he gave them actual names. Bob, Sam, Teddyson, Kate, and Harry. I like the name Teddyson. These kids had to draw a picture of their teacher and write something they liked about her. This is this kid's drawing, and this is what he wrote. I like Mrs. Edwards. She is my teacher. I like when she does math with us. Once again, I think this kid meant to say math. Black markets kids ran in their schools. In an effort to push for healthier foods, one high school got rid of all junk food in the cafeteria and every single vending machine inside the school. Get them out of here. Boss, are you sure about this? Get them out of here now. Obviously, the students at the school were not very happy about this decision, so they took action. Starting the very next day, groups of students were coming into school carrying large duffel bags full of candy, chips, sodas, everything the school tried to ban. And just like that, the junk food black market began. Different groups sold different things. Even the teachers were selling candy and stuff to their students. The principal obviously tried to stop this, but it was so out of control so fast that he had basically no control at all. This was a time of business at this high school. These people selling made tons of money. Eventually, the principal brought the vending machines back to school and basically completely reversed what he had done. Gotta respect everyone's hustle. Things people thought were normal growing up, but actually weren't. When this kid was growing up, whenever he took a shower and he had to poop, he would just poop in the shower. And apparently he did this all the time. I don't know what his parents thought about this, or if they did it too, but it wasn't until this guy was in college. He was in a shared dorm room with a shared bathroom. He was taking a shower and he took a dump. The people who shared that bathroom with him were absolutely disgusted and horrified. They were like, dude, did you just take a shit in the shower? He's like, yeah. Don't you? They're like, no! And that's when he realized that what he had been doing his entire life is super sus. Black markets kids ran in their schools. When this kid was in high school, he ran a whole server network and put it on a USB drive. And whenever you plugged the USB into a school computer, it auto-deleted all the school blocks. So you can go to any website you want. The USB also auto-downloaded Minecraft and Roblox to the computers. He was making bank, big bank, until he was expelled. Another kid at his school wanted to keep this going, so he made about 800 copies of the USBs. But the original kid shut down the server, so he asked him if he could buy the server from him, and he said sure. This guy continued the business going, selling the USBs for $50 each, and he included some software updates. Nice. People who were legends in their high school. At this one high school, somebody installed a bunch of games onto the school's server. There were also LAN games that could be played against anyone and everyone in the school. Those games were Counter-Strike and Halo. Sometimes kids would log on to Halo and there'd be nobody playing, and other times there would be an incredibly intense 10 versus 10 battle. The installed games and these Halo battles lasted for 10 years, and I'm sure all the students had an absolute blast playing these games. It is unclear if these games are still on that school server. But 10 years? That's a win in my book. Black markets kids ran in their schools. 7 years ago at this one high school, there were black markets for everything. Candy, chips, soda, cell phones, iPods, you name it. But the crazy thing is, one kid ran every single one of those businesses. His name was Pablo. He was a mysterious kid, but anytime anybody wanted something, they would go to Pablo. Hey, you're Pablo, right? What do you need? I was told you might have the answers for Mrs. Smith's chemistry test later today. Oh, the 8th period chemistry test? Hold on, let me see. $25. Everyone at school was always so amazed that Pablo had literally everything. So some kids started to challenge him. Hey, yo, Pablo, what do you need? I really want a toaster. Like a toaster for toast? Yeah, like for toast or Pop-Tarts. All right, bet. Meet me after lunch. And after lunch, hey, Pablo! Bro, keep your voice down, man. I'm running a business here. Did you get it? Did I get it? One toaster, man. Hey, $25. Black markets kids ran in their schools, a follower submission. When this kid was in high school, he ordered a bunch of classroom projector remotes off of Amazon, and he found out that one of these remotes was a universal remote, and it worked perfectly every time with the type of projectors the school had. This is what his business did. He would charge students $10 a day to rent out this remote, and once they got the remote, they had the ability to turn off the projector at any time during class. So if kids just wanted to waste time or have an easy class day, they would get a remote from our guy. And at any point when the teacher was using the projector, they could turn it off whenever they wanted. He was never caught, but the teachers kept getting so confused at why all the projectors were not working. But in total, he made a couple $100. Not bad. The time Microsoft severely embarrassed themselves. 12 years ago, Microsoft was about to launch its Windows 7 phone, and everyone at Microsoft thought it would be much more popular and better than the iPhone. So what did they do? Shortly before they actually released the phone, Microsoft held a mock funeral. It was basically a parade that included two hearses, one representing the death of the iPhone, and the second one representing the death of the BlackBerry. Obviously, Microsoft was 100% wrong. I don't know anyone who's ever had one of these phones. And despite their confidence, this phone has been named Microsoft's greatest failure. This man never took his kids to a baseball game, and the reason why is actually very sad. This is Frank Goldsmith. He was a young passenger on the Titanic, and he survived the sinking. Well, years later, he ended up living right next to a baseball stadium in Detroit, Michigan. He said he hated game days. Why? Because he said every time the crowd cheered, the sound reminded him of the screams that came from the dying passengers as the Titanic sank. As a result of this trauma and the noise from the crowds, he never took his kids to a baseball game. The weirdest families ever. When this kid was in middle school, she was sleeping over at her friend's house. She wanted to take a shower, so her friend gave her a towel. She said the towel smelled kind of weird, but there was no other towels in the shower, so she used it. She later found out that this girl's family shares one towel to prevent having to use new ones all the time. She told her friend how weird it was, and she was shocked to find out that her family had their own towels every time they showered. Unfortunately, she couldn't get over this situation, and she never slept over at her friend's house ever again. This kid had a friend whose family did some super weird stuff. This kid moved to a new neighborhood when he was 6 years old, and he made a friend. So one day, he went over to that friend's house. When he first walked in, he immediately noticed something that smelled kind of sour, but he didn't think too much of it. Him and his new friend were playing Nerf guns for a while when this happened. Out of nowhere, this kid takes his socks off and starts doing this. Smell these. Kyle, smell these. Dude, that's nasty. I don't want to smell those. No, I mean it. Smell this. No. At first, it seemed like typical kid stuff, until later in the day, this kid, his mom, and his dad started smelling each other's socks. Oh my god, that's a good one. That's crazy. Honey, let me smell. Oh my god, that's pungent. Here, buddy, you want to smell? That really is a good one. The mom then forced this kid to smell the sock as well. Oh no, 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 no. Please don't, please don't. Oh, you're being a baby. Smell it. No, no. Turns out, this family smelled each other's socks like that every single day. The weirdest interactions of all time. When this kid was 8 years old, his mom took him to her friend's house because she had a son who was 8 years old as well. His mom wanted them to hang out while her and her friend had a chat. Well, things were going fine for a few minutes until the kid said, "Hey, check this out." The kid then pulled his pants down and took a poop on the floor. But that wasn't all. The dog came up to the poop, sniffed it, ate it, and then threw the poop up back on the carpet. He said this moment has stuck with him for years, and he will never forget it. Black markets kids ran in their schools. When this kid was in middle school, he would make these things all the time. They were called paper wasps. These folded pieces of paper you put in a rubber band and you shoot them at people. Well, this kid would occasionally sneak up on his friends and attack them with his paper wasps. And yes, they hurt very bad. But nobody ever got back at him because for some reason, his paper wasps were far superior than anybody else's. So this kid got an idea. He started making tons and tons of paper wasps. His secret in making his paper wasps was using the right amount of paper. And after it was done and folded, he would staple the tip. The staple was used solely to increase pain on impact. Well, business was absolutely booming. The kid was pretty much an arms dealer at his school. Eventually, because of his business, full-blown battles were happening throughout the school day every single day. He was eventually shut down, but in total, he made over $400. An 8-year-old kid really wanted McDonald's, so this is what he did. In 2017, an 8-year-old kid from Ohio really wanted McDonald's, but he didn't want to ask his parents, and he had no way to get there. So this is what he did. He taught himself how to drive a car by watching a bunch of YouTube videos. He then got his 4-year-old sister, they got into their parents' car, and they drove effortlessly to McDonald's. On their way to McDonald's, countless people saw them and called the police, saying, "Hey, I think there's a young child driving a car by himself." The police eventually arrived at this McDonald's, and they were absolutely amazed. This 8-year-old kid drove there perfectly. He didn't hit a single thing, and he followed every single traffic rule. While they were waiting for their parents to pick them up from McDonald's, the McDonald's gave him and his sister free cheeseburgers. That's absolutely crazy. This elephant wanted revenge, and she got it. Last month, this woman in India was walking to get some water when she saw a herd of elephants. She got spooked, so she ran away in the opposite direction. Well, one of the elephants chased her and trampled her to death. Then a few days later, at this lady's funeral, the herd returns, and that same elephant walks up to her body, picks her up, and throws her into the air. Here's a clip from that incident. After that, the herd of elephants still weren't satisfied, so they went to the nearby village and destroyed a few houses. People are asking, why did this happen? But there is one theory that makes a lot of sense to me. A source said that this lady was a part of a poaching group, and the day that she passed away, she had been throwing rocks at this elephant to distract it so the poachers can steal her baby. And maybe that elephant held a grudge and came back for her body. Who knows? Regardless, this is crazy. Times kids had the best comebacks at school. This one kid was very shy, and he was sitting in class one day when this girl was picking on him. This is what happened. Psst, Kyle. Yeah? I heard you had a crush on Stacy. She wanted me to tell you that she would never go out with you because you're super weird. Oh, okay. Hey Jane, be nice to Kyle. He's very smart. He could be your boss one day. No thanks. I don't want to be a pimp when I grow up. Screw you. Crazy things kids did in school. The lady that told this story said years ago when she was about 13 years old, there was a classmate of hers who every day at recess pretended to be a horse. She would gallop around the playground by herself like she was frickin' Seabiscuit. Obviously, everyone thought that she was way too old to be doing this, and all the other kids in her class thought it was strange. What is Stacy doing? Oh my god, is she eating grass? The lady that shared the story said that 10 years later, she ran into this horse girl at a hospital. Apparently, she went to medical school and was training to be a surgeon. Oh my god, Stacy? Claire, hi, oh my, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Looks like you're doing pretty well. I am. I'm very blessed. I do have one question to ask. Are you still a big fan of horses? I am, yeah. I actually have one of my own. His name is Shelf. That's a big W for horse girl. People who are having the worst day. This dude lost one of his AirPods, but when he tracked it, he found out that it was in a completely different country. Oh boy. This lady was probably bringing a pizza home to her family, but she fell asleep on the train and the pizza went bye-bye. I bet she wasn't happy when she woke up. This woman was getting ready for a night out when she curled her eyelashes and this happened. Yeah, that's super unfortunate. These people got halfway through their pizza when they realized the pizza box had a shoe print on it. Yeah, my appetite would have definitely been ruined. A person sold their iPad to a stranger for cash, but when they looked closer at the money, they realized it was fake money. See, right there it says replica. This person ordered a PlayStation through the mail, but it seems as though the delivery driver stole the PlayStation and replaced it with a big rock. That sucks. Before I get to the coolest one, this app literally pays you to walk, and all you have to do is walk. So why not use it? If you want to get paid to walk, go right here. And last but not least, these people who are apparently so afraid to fly, they wore hazmat suits on the plane. That's a bit much. Creepiest things a friend has ever done. This lady lives with her husband, and they used to let their friend stay with them all the time, sometimes for months. This friend lived out of the country. Whenever he visited, he was usually there for a long time. Well, one morning, this lady woke up and saw her friend staring at her, inches from her face. Oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you watching me? I'm really sorry. I don't know why I was doing it. You were staring at me. I was sleeping. What the frick? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I know how creepy this must look. I'm so sorry. Have you done this before? Have you done this before? Every night. Whenever I stay here, I watch you sleep every single night. I don't know why. I like it. It makes me feel safe. Get out of my house right now. I never want to see you again. Okay, I'll go. Jeff, wake up. What the heck? What happened? People who were legends in their high school. One day, this dude, who was a senior at the time, was walking to his car in the parking lot after school. When he heard screams, he looked around and he saw this older man trying to force a young girl into his car. He immediately ran over there and punched the dude in the face. The older guy got scared and drove away. The girl he was trying to force in his car was his daughter, who was a freshman at the time. She was obviously very shaken up, and she said that he had tried to kidnap her before when she was in elementary school. And I guess when she got into high school, he tried to do it again. She thanked him, he said don't even worry, and they went on their way. But the word spread. This guy was a legitimate hero. And for the rest of the year, he kept an eye out for her to make sure she was alright and that this would never happen again. What a good dude. People who were legends in their high school. There was this one teacher at this one high school that never let anybody use the bathroom, no matter how many times they asked. There was this one girl in class who hated this teacher, and the teacher hated her. Every day, she would always ask if she could use the bathroom, and the teacher said no. Well, on the last day of school, this girl was in this teacher's class. She asked the teacher twice if she could use the bathroom, and the teacher said no. This is what happened when she asked for the third time. Miss, can I please use the bathroom? I really have to go. I swear to God, if you ask me one more time, no, you may not. Okay, fine, but just remember, you did this. The girl then stood up, stared at the teacher, and peed her pants. She got in big trouble, but she went home and told her parents about this, and her father was a urologist. Her father called the school, and this teacher got into huge trouble. People who are having the worst day. This lonely puzzle piece was found in a parking lot, and I bet you somebody somewhere is losing their mind. This person's daughter spilt a milkshake in the back of her car. Yeah, that'll take a while to clean up. A family's house cat tracked down the hidden stash of catnip, resulting in catnip all over this person's clothes and all over their house. That cat must have been fiending. This dude got his sofa stuck and now needs professional help to get it unstuck. He's paying $25 for anybody that can help him. This dude just wanted a cup of hot chocolate. But when he got the hot chocolate, there were tons of dead ants floating in there. How does this even happen? Before I get to the nastiest one, this app pays you to learn about money. And if you're not learning about money, then what are you doing? If you want it, get it right here. Make that money. And this cockroach who completely ruined this person's morning. If I saw that, I would just throw the whole house away. Random pictures that kind of blew my mind. This airplane bathroom has a window in it. There's nothing better than pooping with a view. I guess some stores in Europe don't refrigerate their eggs, which doesn't make any sense to me. Don't they need to be kept cold? We've all seen these buttons to press if we want to cross the street, but some places also have buttons for people on horseback. That's pretty interesting. This gardening store has an aisle of death for bug and weed killer and an aisle of life for fertilizers, potting soil, and gardening supplies. That's hardcore. This banana. I can tell you right now, I have never seen a banana as straight as this. Before I get to the last one, this app will teach you how to be rich when you get older. It also pays you to learn about money. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this dandelion that's almost 2 feet long. That's a big boy.
আমাকে সালাম করলে আমি দিতে পারি।
দেখা যাবে। Recent and interesting experience in this country. Bangladesh is land of rivers, so it's not. আপনি গতকাল রাতে আর্জেন্টিনাকে সাপোর্ট করছেন। আপনি না
তোমার জন্য
জানেন আমার না উপহার দিতে খুব ভালো লাগে।
আর উপহার পেতে
সেটা তো আরো ভালো লাগে
যে বাচ্চাদের হাতে এর বেশি টাকা দেয়া যাবে না। তাছাড়া তোকে তো কয়েকদিন আগে গিটার কিনে দিল।
আচ্ছা শোন না মন কি ভালো হয়েছে? গান সুন্দর তোমার।
ও আমি তো আগে গান শিখতাম। কেমন কেমন? বোকা বোকা।
দেখ রূপা, আমার ভাইকে নিয়ে একটাও বাজে কথা বলবে না।
আপনাকে আরেকটা কার্ড দেখাই, এ দেখেন, সুন্দর না?
আমি 330 টাকা ম্যানেজ করছি, আরো 170 টাকা ম্যানেজ করতে আমার একদিন সময় লাগবে।
330 টাকা
আমার জন্য একটাই নেন, আমিও 500 টাকা দিব।
নেবেন?
হ্যাঁ
ঠিক আছে। আমি তোরে বলতে পারি, এইরকম মেয়ে আমাদের মহল্লায় নেই। আরে মহল্লা কি,
দেখি সিঙ্গাপুর থেকে আসে নাকি?
ইসলামপুর থেকেই আসে, কিন্তু জিনিসটা তো স্পেশাল এবং খরচও বেশি।
আমি ওদের নিচ থেকে দেখছিলাম, ছাদে আসছিল, বেগুনি রঙের একটা কামিজ পরা।
কাগজ টাগজ দিয়ে। এই, তোর পড়াশোনা নাই? হ্যাঁ,
মা
আরে এটা তো কমন জিনিস, আর্জেন্টিনা হারছে না, ও তো আর্জেন্টিনার সাপোর্টার।
আমি চাই নাই তোমার মন খারাপ হোক।
এইটা এখন আমাকে বিশ্বাস করতে হবে। তোমার ভাইয়ের যে একটা বন্ধু আছে না, অয়ন ভাই, উনি অনেক চালাক আছে, অনেক স্মার্ট। এই আপু আপু আপু, শুনো শুনো শুনো, তুমি রাগ করলা?
তুমি যদি একটু পড়ো।
আপনাকে ঈদের শুভেচ্ছা।
ধন্যবাদ।
তোপো দাঁড়া।
মেয়েটা দেখছিস?
কোন মেয়েটা?
তোদের বাসার দোতলায় আসছে।
মা, মোম দিয়ে যাও না।
আরে আসতেছি রে বাবা।
আপনার গান শুনে ছাদে আসলাম। আপনি গিটার বাজান বল।
কি দিল এটা? 100 টাকা? আমি তো চাইছিলাম।
তোর মন খারাপ এটা তুই কি আসার আগেই জানতি না আসার পর জানছস?
সাদা ওড়না, কপালে ছোট্ট একটা টিপ, রোদের আলো।
এদিকে আয়, তুই আয়। আরে
আজ বেলাতে তোমার সুরে সুরে।
এই বিকালে মাঠে আসবি তো? ফয়সাল আসছিল, ঈদের পরে কক্সবাজার যাওয়ার প্ল্যান করতেছে।
আসমানের চাঁদ লয়া এরকম বাসর ঘরে আহে, তখন রাজা বাচ্চা গুলা হান।
তুমি এই পোশাক কখনই চেঞ্জ করে আইবা, নালে কইলাম আমি তোমার আমার লগে থাকতে দিব না। আইসা আলগা খানদানি রেওয়াজ দেখে।
তোমার কত বড় সাহস, তুমি আমার মাথায় বাড়ি দিবা? এই আমি কি করছি?
বাজান কি এইটা কাম করছে নি? আপনার মতো হীরার টুকরা একটা পোলারে লাথি দিয়ে বাইর করে দিচ্ছে।
দিমু একটা ঠুয়া, আমি পারুম না। এই বেটা, এই আমগো খানদানে পূর্বপুরুষেরা
তো কি টিপে করলা?
লাগলে হেরাও টিপা দিমু। তুমি বরং আমার হাতটা ব্যথা করতেছে, হাতটা টিপা দাও।
আরে এখানে হান্দাবার লাগছস কে? একটু ওদিকে নে না। তোমার বিছানা আমি ভিজায়া দিছি গা।
এটা তুমি কি করছো?
কি করছি, ঘুমাইবা না? তোমার পূর্বপুরুষের মাথায় কি সমস্যা ছিল আব্বা?
আবার নাটকের পর কয় কি শুনছো ওই বেটা?
আব্বা জান আপনার পোলার এখন জিগান তো রুটি গরম না ঠান্ডা?
বাপরে বাপ, শুনছো নি একেবারে ডর দেয় তো বলে কুচি কুচি করে কাটতো হয়েছে। আপনার ডর আপনার পকেটে থুয়া দেন।
খানদানটা আমার কত উচ্চা দেখতে হইব না?
দেখতেছি তো উঁচা ভি আর লম্বা ভি